What's up everyone? Alex here. Being able to play through a story campaign with your friends is a really cool feeling. Doubly so if you didn't have to buy annual expansions and grind MMO-like currencies just to have some fun. This is exactly why I was looking forward to playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which aims to put a unique spin on the popular Borderlands series by infusing it with a healthy bit of parody. Thanks to 2K Games, I've played a good chunk of it since its launch, and I want to talk about 5 things that you need to know before playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Since my channel mostly focuses on Japanese games, particularly JRPGs, indies, and niche titles, I'll be approaching Tiny Tina's Wonderlands from a different perspective than you might find out there. Also, the footage you're seeing right now is captured on my Omen 16.1 gaming laptop, running at the highest settings. It's been a blast carrying around my laptop and being able to set up anywhere to play this game. Omen definitely delivers. And yes, before you say anything, I am playing the game on a controller, so don't give me any lip, you judgy McJudgertons out there. You know who you are. Lastly, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, post a comment, and subscribe to the channel. That said, let's take a trip through Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. The first thing anyone will notice when viewing trailers and gameplay of Tiny Tina is that it's a parody of tabletop RPGs. Having played through the game, however, it became apparent to me that this parody extends to all other RPG types, including JRPGs. The premise is quite silly too. Queen Butt Stallion, that's 2 words, that's butt and then stallion, has tasked you with defeating the vile Dragon Lord in the hopes of freeing the kingdom of his tyranny. To defeat him, you'll have to journey through JRPG-style overworld maps that are filled with all manner of junk from Tiny Tina's desk, including gigantic cheese curls, snack wrappers, and drink cups that give some flavor, see what I did there, to your experience. Of course, there's random battles too, which will have you fighting in randomized arenas and rewarding you with some well-deserved loot in the process. Your journey will be game mastered by the eponymous Tiny Tina, with Ashley Birch reprising one of her iconic roles, and she'll be joined by a colorful cast that includes Andy Samberg, of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Lonely Island fame, Wanda Sykes, who stars in Blackish, and Will Arnett as the Dragon Lord, who recently starred in Murderville and hosts the entertaining and wholesome LEGO Masters. With so many talented comedians, this also means that the comedy of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is a bit different when compared to the mainline Borderlands series, and I personally love it. I won't spoil any more than necessary, but all I'll say is that Tiny Tina makes poking fun at your favorite genre's tropes a ton of fun, and it does so with all the love and reverence coming from fans of the genre. For the first time in Borderlands history, you're able to create your character however you want. I can't really say much about this, except that I've been waiting for something like this since the series started, so the fact that it's finally here raises Tiny Tina's Wonderlands several notches for me. And the options they give you are massive, and are sure to please folks of all genders, pronouns, and backgrounds. While there are certainly things Tiny Tina does that make Wonderlands feel like a different game entirely, especially from a thematic point of view, at its core, it's still a Borderlands game. To me, this means that enemies will be spongy as heck, and there's going to be a ton of weapons you'll be sifting through to find the perfect one. With the added importance of melee, the amount of options you have with your character can be overwhelming, and that's not even talking about the class you'll start with. Fortunately, Tiny Tina does allow you to choose a second class partway through the campaign, with the option to change it after completing the main story. My advice? Play around with all of the classes early on, and don't be afraid to start a new game if the one you chose doesn't click with you. I personally chose the Spore Warden, which lets me have a little mushroom dude that can tank enemies, mixed in with Stabomancer. Ice tornadoes laced with poison? Yes please. I think my only gripe about its gameplay is that there is still an inventory limit. For someone like me who likes picking up everything and wants to sift through my loot at the end of a run, starting with 30 slots, yes, this is for everything by the way, kills me. This leads to moments where you or your friends just stare at a pile of loot after a fight to try and manage your inventory space. There's nothing more jarring in an action game than having to deal with things that don't involve action. But hey, if you manage to look past that, you'll find some incredible weapon and magic synergies. So, next time Gearbox, can we just please have an infinite loot bag? Or at least a higher starting inventory cap? Thanks! I don't think it's hyperbole to say that the Borderlands series is a pioneer when it comes to cross-platform play, and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is yet another one of those games that offer said option. Imagine not being limited to what platform you play the game on, teaming up with friends on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox to take down hordes of fantastical monsters together. I think that's a grand old time, wouldn't you say? Okay. This fifth one is probably cheating, but I just can't help but say how awesome Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is. Shedding its post-apocalyptic themes and making its comedy more grounded in all the best ways makes Wonderlands the best Borderlands game to try for anyone who's been curious about the series. With an awesome cast of characters, measured humor that'll make you chuckle on occasion, and a wealth of guns, melee weapons, magic spells, and classes, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands has something for everyone, even a discerning JRPG fan. But now, I want to hear what you think. If you're a longtime Borderlands fan, I want to hear what you think of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. And if you've never played the Borderlands games and are curious about Wonderlands, I want to answer your questions. Post your thoughts in the comments below and let's talk about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.